Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 7 of my Vikings invasion campaign where I'm playing as the Irish. And in the last episode I was attacked by the Northumbrians. It was a pretty bold move on their part, I'd say. I was able to push them back and I was attacked up here in Clwyd. And there's not a ton left in their army that attacked me. And I believe this could really open up the Northumbrians to an attack from the Mercians. They are not currently at war, and the Mercians are at war with the Saxons, but the fact is they're kicking ass, and they probably could manage another war on another front, and they might see this as too good to pass up. And yeah, Peck Satan, you know, they have a wood as a trade good, and they have gold or copper as well, so it can make some money. It's worthwhile to take, I suppose. So hopefully the Mercians do go that direction. Hopefully they don't go after me. That is my hope. In fact, I should double check this. Yeah, the Mercians are allies of the Vikings, and that's it. Oh yeah, and just a heads up. I am dealing with some respiratory stuff, so I'm yeah. If I'm kind of struggling here, forgive that. I'm trying to edit out as much of the sound effects as possible, but yeah, I'm having kind of a rough time with my kind of getting my voice in line here for these episodes, but I'm doing my best here, so I'm going to carry on because I really need this. I really enjoy sitting down here and playing these games and narrating them for you as well, because this is really what relaxes me. I have another long weekend coming up here, so getting a little recording session in is going to feel good, and yeah, I'm just been really looking forward to this all day, really. So yes, finally, here we are. Now, with that being said, this might be kind of a slow one, unless I'm just kind of attacked, you know, by other factions. On my end, I don't feel like I'm strong enough to attack anyone. For one thing, I don't want to attack the Northumbrians because I already view them as a weak faction, and I don't really want to make them weaker, or I don't really want to expend my resources and my energy on them while the Mercians just get stronger and stronger and stronger. I would like to attack them next. You know, I would like them to be my next target, and I'm not ready to do so. They have a pretty scary looking 4-stack here in Rock and Satan. These Fearedmen, they're not, I don't think they're, I need to look these stats up again. I know that they're pretty solid soldiers. I don't think they're like super duper great, but I do think that they are fairly solid. And they have some good leadership here as well. Some decent leadership in the form of Uhtred, which is a 4-star general. I think he has some good traits as well. +3 morale from Gentle Knight. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good general there. And they don't really have a ton of. They have like 1 unit of Huscarls here, is what I'm seeing. 1 unit of armored spearmen. A handful of archers, no cav. It's just a big horde, isn't it? You know, it's just a lot of Fearedmen, to be honest. And I feel like my Dartmen would actually be a pretty good counter to them, because Dartmen have a lot of ammo and they have longer range than my javelins. And the fact that they don't have armor piercing probably isn't going to matter, because I don't think Fearedmen, they don't look heavily armored, right? So obviously I want something stronger for the Huscarls because they're just covered in armor, but for this horde of Fearedmen, I feel like Dartmen could actually do a decent job of just kind of mowing them down. So that, yeah, I'm thinking about kind of, you know, getting more of that going. I am training soldiers in every place that I can. I'm building boats in Brega, and yeah, I'm doing okay in my economy. My economy is sitting at, I'm, you know, making 1,600 a turn, and I'm sitting on 21,000, so it's okay, isn't it? And I don't even have boats in every sea region yet, so I'm not even trading with all of the ports that I potentially can trade with. There's still a few more left that are available to me. So my economy is only going to get better. I do have a brand new young king, King Dermot the First. He is a 2-command general, natural leader, +2 morale, good stuff. His younger brother is 3 loyalty, 2 stars, 4 dread. Not like a super great general, but he could be a decent fighter. And then I believe this is an Uncle Niel Mac Art, no longer in the line of succession, Another 3-star general, but that one loyalty is problematic. In fact, even my brother's loyalty is problematic. Prince Donald, it says it right here, this man's loyalty is in serious question. So with 3 loyalty pips, that's still, like, questionable, I suppose. And that does make me nervous. It makes me not want to have these guys leave my king's side. And I feel like I should have them probably on my main front. But I don't want them to get cut off from my main Irish territories. In fact, at this point, they're my only defensive force in Ireland is these 3 units of heavy cav, you know, these family members. Other than that, it's just my navy. My navy's defending Ireland. Maybe that would be enough? I don't know. I needed to move everyone over to Clwyd to repair my losses and make sure that I kind of plug the hole here. If I can look stronger than the Northumbrians, then maybe that can convince the Mercians to attack them and not me. But if they sense a weakness, then they might pile in and try to exploit that. So yeah, there's nothing else for it. At this point, I just have to keep cracking on and try to outproduce them. It's going to be tough because they have a lot of territories, but my economy is looking okay, isn't it? Now the Mercians have moved their frightening 4-stack from Rock and Satan down to Wiki, and that has a couple implications. Either they're moving down to assist in the fight against the Saxons, that might be most likely. However, they did move to a province that did border, well, my weakest province on the line, which is Gwent. So I did move some reinforcements down here to bolster the line. I took some from Clwyd, and then I took some units that I just trained up as well. So by weakening Clwyd, I mean, there's only one stack from the Mercians here in Rock and Satan, so I do not feel threatened by them. And I don't feel threatened by the Northumbrian force either, so it is an interesting move, though. I'll have to keep tabs on where this 4-stack is going. Well, I have disloyal generals. Okay, well, that's not good news. Hopefully it is just someone that I've just retrained up, so they're just kind of like by themselves in a province, and I won't have any issues with that. That's usually what it is at this point in the campaign. The Vikings are dealing with a little bit of rebellions with their pillaging. And the Welsh leader has died from an illness, so yeah, the Welsh are still hanging on. We are buddies at this point. We have allied each other in the name of getting my sons married. Yeah, so my current king and his brother are married to Welsh princesses. So a silver mine complex is finished here in Puis, and now we can start building a port there. I can't trade anything in Puis, but I just want a port there just so I can quickly reinforce, units from there. And then the fort is finished here in Manau. I believe this is so I can tech up my, get better buildings for my gallow glasses that are being trained there. And then, yeah, port is finished here in Gwent. Stockade finished in Clwyd. I want to eventually train soldiers here because I do have iron deposits in Clwyd. And I do have a son on the way. Perfect. So this is my first son of my current king. So yeah, I need my king to stay alive for another 16 years at least. And he is quite young. So hopefully that should not be an issue. A bunch of stuff here. King Dermont the First, builder. So plus and happiness in all of his provinces. That's a good one. And anything else? That's nothing else really. And yeah, now this is interesting. Looks like now they've kind of split it. The Mercians brought up 2 of those stacks back up to Rock and Satan. And that's kind of frightening because it's almost like they're reacting to, me moving my reinforcements down here, which is interesting. It really is. But they did leave 1 stack here in Wiki, which might be a response to just having units on the border versus the Saxons. Yeah, I'll have to continue to keep tabs on that, but at this point I think I want to probably continue to bolster Puis and Clwyd. And I can start Yeah, I need to make Fluid another troop producing facility. So what do I want to do here? I'm getting like Gallo glasses. Excuse me. Gallo glasses are being trained in Manaus and Ulster. Ulster can also train the Bonics, which are a very good unit. Kerns and Dartmen are being trained in Ligon, and my Cav and Spears are being trained in Munster. So, what do I need more of? Cav feels good, but also just getting like more basic troops also feels pretty good. Like, I feel like I want a bunch of Dartmen, honestly. Like I was talking about before, I just feel like they're a good counter versus the Feared Man or any other like basic soldier, you know? So I kind of want that. Where can I get Dartmen from? It looks like I will need a drinking hall first, so I can eventually build the meat hall, and then I can train Dartmen from there. So let's get this going. 500 florins, 2 turns, and I can also get those kerns going out pretty shortly after that. And let's see, anything else? Let's see, Poise. Yeah, let's get a port going here. And Gwent can also start moving into troop production. So if I'm getting Dartmen and Kerns and Cluid, let's see, Gwent can probably go. Let's see, looks like I need to get a stockade. Yeah, let's get a stockade first. And then I can get a blacksmith so I can start training spearmen. The Mercians have now left Rock and Satan, or I'm sorry, they've now left Wiki almost virtually undefended. There's only 1 unit of archers here. And they have a 3-stack, not a 4-stack, sitting here in Rock and Satan. Looking around at what I can see, which isn't much, there's, you know, a lot of territories here that I cannot see. But I know they just had a gigantic clash with those Saxons. I believe that they did win that battle, but man, they look a little sparse. You know, they have a stack here, a little bit here, and this is mostly peasants. And yeah, there's a lot of room here that I can't see. I have my spies that will be checking out these provinces next turn, but man, am I tempted. I'm really tempted here to open up a battle, a war against the Mercians. Because I would like to do it before they finish off the Saxons. You know, it would be nice to be able to start a war with them while they're still divided. Now, I'm still technically at war with the Northumbrians, so I'm also not in a great position. But the fact is that I can keep it all in front of me, right? So it's not like opening up a new front. They're still just right here. So it's not like with the Mercians where it's going to be south and to their west where they have to deal with issues. It's very tempting. I'm curious as well because we're both allied with the Vikings. I wonder who the Vikings would choose to stay allied with over the two of us. It's very intriguing. It's very tempting. And they just did try to get an alliance with me actually, and I turned it down. Oh, this is a good time to strike. Because I could take a stack into Wiki and leave a stack behind to guard Gwent from a possible attack from Somerset. And then I can bring both of my stacks from Puis into Rock and Satan, in addition to one of my stacks from Cluid. And if I really wanted to, I could send my other stack from Cluid up into Peck Satan. Or just leave that stack there for 1 turn. Just in case they do go all in on attacking me. Because the AI can move, they can make their moves after I put my moves in. So they can kind of react to what I'm doing. So maybe just leave a stack there to see where they go first. That might be what I do. I think I'm going to go for this. I'm looking at my armies and, for one thing, this can obviously take Wiki. And yes, let's go to war with the Mercians. Now, that leaves Gwent a little bit undefended. I mean, I do have a force here. It's not super strong. I did bring down a royal bodyguard from Puis. Quite frankly, if the army from Somerset wanted to attack Gwent, I might do okay, actually. My Gallow Glasses might just, you know, cut through their Fearedmen and their Spearmen. And, yeah, Kerns and Horsemen as well. Armored Spearmen. This is, you know, for being a small force, and with the help of this unit of Royal Bodyguards, that's a decent defending force. And then I can send, it's going to be my 2-star general, just a Kern. Unit of Kerns. Nothing special, but it's all I got. And then this is my good guy. This is Lord Donchad. Used to be the brother of the old king. 5-star general, he's good. Skilled attacker, so +1 command when attacking. So he's going to be +6. He's going to be a 6-star general, sorry, when he attacks Rock and Satan. And I can bring, yeah, two decent stacks in there, including a couple units of Royal Bodyguards. Yeah, that should be good. And then also what I can do is I can try to assassinate Uhtred, because this is the guy that's very, very good. Scarred. This one. He's actually scarred too. He has like his like eyes taken out. He must be historical. Is he based on the Uhtred from Kingdom of Heaven? Is that this guy? I didn't think Uhtred was Mercian, but I never finished the show. Don't tell me. I haven't gotten that far. Assassin. Yeah, let's try to kill Uhtred. Can we try to kill him? 14% chance. And then let's send you in as well. That'd be really, really good if we could get him. And then let's leave this 1-star general just to defend. Ooh, damn, he has 1 loyalty. Fuck. Okay. Let's not. So yeah, maybe that's what that warning was. Maybe that warning was about this guy. Why is he so shitty? Secret adulterer. So that's not why. That has nothing to do with this. Damn, okay. I was going to... Well, let's send him then. If he's going to be shitty, let's send him to a province where he's not going to be like the main guy in charge. And then I can leave this force here to defend, just in case Northumbria wants to get a little bit cheeky, but I don't think they will be. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens here. I'm so tempted to wait another turn just so I can have some more intel, you know, and see what my agents can see. It's going to be crazy if I can just like open this up and just next turn I'll be like, oh shit, they just have a lot. You know, like right now I don't see much, but it's just all in the provinces that I can't see. But this could really open things up for the Saxons to perhaps put up a fight, and but it could also open things up for the Northumbrians to perhaps put up a fight against me too. I mean, my income is good, you know, making 1,600 is okay, sitting on 19,000 is okay. I feel like this is a time for, like a good time for a strike, so yeah. Let's see, taxes, everything is looking good, and let's just drop a save. And let's see who the Vikings side with, because that's going to be really also pretty important. If they break their alliance with me, that's going to be a lot of potential enemy boats in the waters. Because right now, it's pretty much just my boats and the Vikings' boats. I'm not seeing... Ooh, there is one Mercian boat. Ooh, I just noticed that. Oh, okay. Maybe I should back off. And then go in there with 2 boats. So I can 2v1 that Mercian boat. Well, the Vikings actually did help me out by attacking the Northumbrians and Peck Satan, so thanks, guys. So I did see them reinforce one of their provinces. I think they reinforced Wiki, so I might not be able to attack that one. But this is the fight in Rock and Satan, and even though they do outnumber me by about 700 soldiers, that is a lot, like don't get me wrong, but these Fearedman units are 100-man units, so that's a lot of what this is, you know, what we're looking at here. There's only one unit of Huskarls, and yeah, it looks like my assassin was not able to kill the general. I don't know. I like my chances here. I have Cav too. The first wave itself is just 4 archers and then just a mountain of spearmen, essentially. It's a lot to cut through, it is. Like, don't get me wrong, but I kind of feel like my guys can cut through it. I have a 6-star general. A lot of javelins. I mean, hey, I'm in now, you know, my dice are cast, so let's see what I can do here. I had the chance to fight in the rain, and I turned it down. It was probably a foolish mistake. It did say that it was going to ease up later, and I was hoping to get some rain that was going to last throughout the battle, but I probably should have just taken what was offered to me. However, the landscape itself, the geography really does favor the attacker in this map. I mean, look at this. The hill goes straight down into the defender's camp down there at the bottom of the hill, so it's not a very favorable map for them. We will see if I can take advantage of it. When I see them start to pull behind this hill on this side, this is when I decide to start to send my guys up this side of the hill. At first I was thinking they might rush me, but that's not going to be the case. They are wisely deploying back in their own zone, closest to the reinforcements, and I will be having to take the fight to them. As for my composition, this is something that I've found works pretty well with the Irish. I do have my 1 unit of armored spearmen holding in the center, with 2 units of dartmen, or at least I thought I had 2 units of dartmen. Yeah, the other one's still lagging behind a little bit here. These guys are set to skirmish mode because they do have the longer range darts they can kind of toss in. They also do have shields, so they can take ranged fire a little bit better. And then I'm following them up with 2 units of kerns that are with a unit of gallow glasses to be kind of a reserve force in the center. And then on the left flank, 2 gallow glasses, 1 bonnet, and then 2 more gallow glasses and 1 bonnet on my right side as well. These bonnets are just fantastic. 100-man units, really good in melee, a good throwing attack spear. And then on either side, I have a unit of horsemen and royal bodyguards. This is going to be my non-general unit, but then my general's unit is going to be right here. This is Prince Donchad, or he was Prince Donchad. Now he's out of the family, but you know what? He's still fighting for me, and he is a good general. One of the reasons why I am enjoying this narrative style of kind of just going over these battles after the fact is because this Irish army, as you can probably imagine, actually does require a lot of micro, and it can bring about quite a few mistakes on my own end. So it's a lot of it's a big challenge just to manage this army in the real time without, you know, having to worry about narrating the battle. And also, this gives me a chance to actually really see, you know, what mistakes I made as well. It's kind of fun to see after the fact. I have an idea of where things went right or wrong, you know, during the battle, but it's nice to really see it afterwards. As you can see, I still have a pretty good position on this high ground. I mean, this is a really nice hill, honestly. And the archers are going to come forward, though, and these archers are going to outrange anything that I have, and this is going to be troublesome. This is something that I'm going to have to deal with throughout this campaign. I did send my unit of horsemen down to scout this forest, and sure enough, a unit of spearmen came pouncing out of there, so I backed up a little bit with them. And now I'm trying to get my flank into position here to take what appears to be an attack on my left flank. And that's okay with me, because I believe that where do they move their Huskarls? I believe their Huskarls are on my right flank. Yeah, they're kind of moving them over. Where do they go? Yeah, here they are. So if I can delay an engagement on my right flank and try to take this one piecemeal, this should be okay with me. I'm trying to feigning a charge with my horsemen into these archers just to try to keep them away from my guys. And then I'm just going to go right in with my gallow glasses, right into these basic spearmen. And even though they do outnumber me by 40 men, my gallow glasses just should have the stats to beat them. In addition to that, having this high ground is also going to help out a bit. And I decided I wanted to go in for a little bit of a flanking charge with my royal bodyguard to see if I could wrap up these spearmen a little bit faster here. I'm still taking arrow fire, and right now my Galloglasses are the ones getting shot. I actually did forget that these guys are impetuous, so they will charge without me telling them to, and this was not a charge that I ordered. However, I mean, I'm fine with it. This is okay. I just kind of was hoping to take this more piecemeal, but you know what? My Galloglasses got in there, and they should be doing a good job against these Fearedmen. Fearedmen, however, as you can see, they do hold better than the basic Spearmen, so I set my Bonix in at this point to try to get a... I think I turned... Eventually, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I wanted to focus on these Fearedmen and try to get their really deadly spear throws into the side of these Fearedmen. And my Galloglasses, yeah, they got pretty bloodied up. And I decided to send my Royal Bodyguards back into this fight to help clean this up so that I can try to save what's left of these Galloglasses. And now, these guys are going to get fantastic flanking shots into the rear of this whole big old group. 2 units of Fearedmen, and I still have 38 Galloglasses left. It's getting dicey though, it is. I could probably use to charge in here, but I did break these guys, and now I can send my 26 Galloglasses into this fight to hold it up because they are going really, really hard into this side. And now I can send my Bonix into this fight. They should get a good engagement here, but yeah, this is going to be tough. My Galloglasses, they just cut through an entire unit of Spearmen, and now they're quite tired. I'm backing up my own horsemen and my royal bodyguards so that they do not get caught by this mass of spears. This is not a great fight for them. They can turn the tide of a fight, but yeah, this isn't a good fight for them to be in if I can't be assured of breaking these units right away. So now at this point I decided I think I want to start bringing in my center units so I can start getting some supporting fire from my dartmen into this flank, because this is, as I've mentioned, this is a tough fight. They keep on pouring more guys in, and I don't really have good options for reinforcements other than these Galloglasses that are all the way back here. My Galloglasses and Bonix are pushing these guys back, and they've sort of exposed their flanks for my Irish Dartmen here, so that's the good news is, but now my guys, they got surrounded, they got tired, and yeah, now they're being pushed back. But you know what? Now my Dartmen can just like toss their darts into this just huge mass of guys. And I can bring some armored spearmen up to try to hold this flank up as well. And you know what? Even if they want to chase my guys uphill, like, that's distracting them. And then in the center, I have Galloglasses charging into the Saxon Huscarls. That's going to be a tough fight. That's going to be a tough fight. This is where I was a little bit out of position. I would have liked to have my Bonix in a better place, like right away. Instead, they're kind of maneuvering and then trying to figure out where to go, and they're trying to like get in a spot where they can throw their javelins into these Huscarls, but yeah, they're not in their good spots, so they need to move around some more. I have Dartmen throwing darts into the rear of these Fearedmen who are now collapsing around the side of my Galloglasses, and my horsemen will get caught by armored spearmen briefly. I will turn them around eventually. Archers are getting shot in, like a lot of things are really going right for them, but they're sort of pushing a little bit too hard into the center, and now armored spearmen will catch these Fearedmen along with these Galloglasses. We can catch them in a pincer, and I can just keep backing away with my horsemen here and kind of draw them into, and kind of draw them out. Now my Bonix are in a good position. Now they can throw their javelins and spears into these Fearedmen, and that's going to be a really good fight. Huscarls are down to, let's see, having a hard time, 11 Huscarls. So my Galloglasses have done a really good job with their bonus versus armor. Their two-handed swords are doing a really good job against the heavily armored Huscarls. And now my Bonix are throwing their spears in as well. And I can send these Irish Dartmen out. I think they're out of darts, so I can send them into combat. These Kerns up here are throwing their javelins as well, but I need them to start throwing their javelins at these armored spearmen because I was able to get my horsemen away. And we were able to break the center, I think. Or no, am I wrong about that? I think I was breaking so... Yeah, we got a nice flanking attack here. Galloglasses and spearmen on these Fearedmen. But then these Fearedmen came in on a rear charge of my Galloglasses. That is going to be a tough fight. I think I want to send my cavalry into the rear of these Fearedmen and try to stop them. Kerns throwing jabs into Fearedmen. That's another good fight for me. I still have not activated my general yet. I'm kind of waiting. And let's see. These Dartmen are running away. These archers are a problem. And I think that I sensed an opportunity here pretty soon to get my cavalry involved and chasing down these archers. because these spearmen are backing off. Armored spearmen. These guys are withdrawing, it looks like. This is the general's unit. Yeah, the urban militia. That's the guy giving the +3 morale. It says he's withdrawing. Interesting. So now I did send my cav in on this side to kind of clean up this unit of fearedmen. And then my armored spearmen were able to clean up that unit of fearedmen. So now it's going well for us. Now we are kind of turning around and cutting down some of these units that have been overexposed. And now, speaking of exposed, we have 3 units of archers that are just ripe for the taking. And I have 2 units of relatively healthy cav that are, ready to kind of jump on in and pounce on those archers. And yeah, same thing over here. These cav units are kind of chasing down these fearedmen, and now they can turn around. And I want to kind of send them in the direction of these archers and try to get as many kills on them as possible, because I feel like that's kind of my greatest weakness, is not being able to counter skirmish archers. I just have to kind of take those shots. But, having this cavalry is really, it's a nice advantage. It does help kind of even that out a little bit. And here's another good catch here as well. Yeah, getting a good catch on an entire unit of armored spearmen. Nice. That's very, very nice. And it does look like they are bringing in some more troops over on this side, some more archers, some more spearmen. So I have to use this opportunity to kill as many of these fleeing archers as I can, because these are all very, very good grabs for us. The fact that I was able to really hold there on that hill was good. It was a good moment. It was a tough battle for sure. You can see that there were some mistakes that were made, but you can also see the potential of the Irish army. It gives ground a little bit, but man, all of the stuff that it can throw at you, like literally, can be pretty devastating. At this point, I begin to withdraw my troops back towards my hill. I have a pretty bare bones army, and I'm taking some shots in the rear from these archers, but we have a full, group of reinforcements coming on for the Mercians. And I'm closer to their, reinforcement zone, obviously. There's a long ways to go for my reinforcements to come. And I don't even have, at this point in the battle, I haven't even officially lost any full units. I need an entire unit to leave the battlefield before I can bring another one on. And I still had a handful of units that were broken and they were pretty much decimated and they were running away, but they had not actually left the battlefield yet. So it's a tenuous position. I decided I wanted to see if I could hold this hill, but if I saw that the enemy was a little bit too strong, then maybe what I could do is retreat back closer to my reinforcement zone so I can get some more fresh troops on and then renew my attack. But for the time being, I see another good catch here. I can get these archers out of the way using these 27 horsemen. That's a nice grab. And I just figured I could get rid of that unit of archers while it was a little bit unprotected from its rest of its army. Just as I am considering my options and trying to decide whether I want to make my stand on this hill or move back a little bit, the entire Mercian army turns tail, and they've decided that, you know what, they don't need to fight this hard for Rock and Satan. They can just give it up to me, and they'll be moving on. And quite frankly, that's a big chunky group of guys there, and I'm kind of glad that they walked off, because I felt like I would have needed to definitely go back to my deployment zone and refit before I take this group of soldiers on. Well, that went quite well. There were some pretty shaky moments there. It was a good scrap, wasn't it? I did lose a few men, 473. That's not nothing. But I killed pretty much, twice as many, and I captured a few as well. So they're going to have to pay for those guys if they want them back. Yeah, I feel pretty happy about that one. Yeah, Rock and Satan is now mine. And yeah, of course, there's a few soldiers stuck in the fort as well that are going to probably starve out now. So yes, they did also reinforce Quickie, and this is the one that I probably will have to not attack. Because, well, geez, okay, now that I'm looking at it, gosh. Man, it's just the numbers look huge because of all the 100-man Fearedman units and Spearman units. Their reinforcements is pretty much just peasants, so it's just mostly looking at the first wave, right? 3 units of archers, 1 unit of militia sergeants, and then there's actually a unit of peasants in that first wave as well. And the Mercian King is also going to be there, 4-star general. That's going to be tough to deal with. But man, it's tempting. It really is tempting. I have 5 units of gal glasses that can pretty much cut through a lot of those units. And then 2 kerns, 2 dartmen, 1 armored spearman, 2 horsemen, and then a ballista, my secret weapon. Man, it's tempting. It really is tempting. Those spearmen are tough, though. I want to fight it. I want to see what I can do. I have my ballista set up in a forward position. This is probably the best spot I could find for it. Unfortunately, even from here, things are out of range. But maybe later on in this battle, I can sort of draw the enemy into the kill zone of my deadly ballista. Right off the bat, the Mercians go straight for the corner. Well, not the corner, but they go right for the side of the map. They're deciding to try to hold a position facing down the hill here, but I will not give them that engagement. No sirree. And just as you know it, when it said that the rain was going to ease up later, I didn't know it meant like right when I started the battle. So no rain for me, no rain cover. My only cover from the Mercian arrows will be the armor and the shields and maybe some trees. Seeing that I was about to flank them, they decided to back up a little bit and get themselves in a better position on this hill to face my guys. And as you can see, I'm kind of making do with what I have here. In the center, I believe I'm using my, let's see, my armored spearmen and my gallows glasses. Kerns. Yeah, these kerns are my reserve force. And then gallows glasses are going to be on my left flank as well. And I'm using my horsemen together as a unit. Maybe they can be a sweeper unit, but it's going to be tough with all these spears on the field. It's going to be hard to find an opening for them. The Mercians have now backed all the way back up to the forest. They're playing the Shogun style. In Shogun, they would always do this. The AI would always find the forest on the hill and just kind of camp there. And you would have to be like, oh shucks, let's go. Here is where I make what could end up being a critical error. I get my command groups a little bit mixed up, and I leave my left flank behind, and I was bringing my right flank out to be in the left flank position before realizing, oops, nope, that's not where they're supposed to go. Where's my left flank? Oh, there they are. So hopefully I get them in action pretty soon here, because I'm going to be needing them. They belong here, on my left flank. And now you can see a little bit better my action plan, my actual battle plan. Armored spears, dartmen, and then I'm bringing my Bonics and my 2 gallows glasses on my right flank. And then a 3 kern unit of reserves. And then my horses on the flank here. I am taking arrow fire, but the enemy is going to do me a favor by charging out of the forest at me instead of forcing me to come at them. Fearbin charging right down though. That's a ferocious attack. And then on this side, what do we have? Spears and peasants. A little less ferocious, I'd say. So let's get some darts thrown in here before my guys retreat. And then I can take this charge with my armored spearmen. And do I have any gallows glasses available? I think I'm able to get them over eventually. And then on this side, yeah, dartmen can get over on the flank and start throwing their darts into the flank of this spearman. And now my left flank is charging into position as quickly as possible. They're trying to get there. And very soon I will get one of these units in wedge formation so that they can turn around and charge into the flank of these spearmen. And the other 2 units of gallows glasses will charge up at these spearmen here. This is a bit messy. Fearbin fighting my gallows glasses, but also my kerns in melee combat. And then on this side we have peasants and my Bonics. Not a good matchup. I mean, a good matchup, but like a waste of my Bonics. So I'm trying to get my Bonics in a position to throw their spears into these spearmen because these gallows glasses are just kind of fighting against 2 units, and that's a really tough fight for them. And then my general somehow got out here, and I'm not really quite sure how this happened, but I was like, well, I'm over here, so I may as well throw some javelins into some peasants. And we are breaking some units. Some Fearedmen are running away on this side. This engagement on the left flank is really treacherous, so I think I charge with my horses eventually. Yeah, right on cue. They will be charging into the flank of these Fearedmen. And my darts are throwing their darts in, and my armored spearmen they are holding the center quite well. But it's my right flank. I mean, man, these Bonnets. The fact that my Bonnets ran away. Or no, they're wavering. I'm not sure. Now they're running away. Yeah, this was weird. I don't know why my Bonnets ran away with 75 men left against... Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one. And now my general's running away. Also not good. He runs right into a unit of peasants. So, yeah, my right flank turned into a disaster. Whereas things on my left and my center were looking like okay-ish. My horses crashed down and helped out on this fight. And I think we will break these Fearedmen here. There's a rallying group of Fearedmen that might come into play, but I think we break these guys in time so that we can turn around and fight these guys. And yeah, the center engagement is it's a bloody one for sure, but we have a mass of guys here, and my currents are still throwing javelins in, which is good. And we've broken them on this side, so I have a free unit of gallglasses that can potentially charge into the rear of these Fearedmen as well. I don't know if I get around to doing that though, because we still have archers shooting down at us. And then here comes the reckoning. The King of Mercia himself rides into battle. And at this point, my guys are just way too tired. Even though we're breaking the Mercian infantry, they bring in their reserves. Another 100-man unit of spears, some more militia sergeants. And this is going to be too tough for my guys. Because, yeah, sure, horsemen can gang up on the king. We've got him down to 14 men. My gallglasses can also charge in and try to kill the king. I have darts and spears being thrown in. I'm breaking the infantry. I have spears available, but you know what? That's a lot of guys, and that's a lot of bows shoot at me. And these gallglasses, although they were chasing down some units, now we have a free unit of spearmen on my flank, getting into my javelins. That's not ideal. My general looks like he is going to get away, just as one. I think it's just one man. No, there's 22 men left in his unit. He might be getting away. These peasants are running away from my gallglasses. All right, that's good. But yes, this is when things start to turn for us. It just was a little too... It was too much. It was too much. And that right flank was quite the disaster. I'm not sure if I had my Bonnets maybe set to the wrong mode. Maybe I had them on skirmish. I'm not quite sure. It was weird that I just turned around and they were running away. I'm not really sure why they ran so quickly. Maybe they were taking a lot of arrow fire. I'm not sure, but... Man, we got the king down just him. We killed his entire bodyguard, which is tough. Because I'm pretty sure that kings always just get their entire bodyguard back automatically after a battle. I think that's the case. I know that was the case in Shogun. I can't remember how it is here. The heirs don't get that. The heirs do not get their bodyguards replenished automatically. But I feel like the kings do. I'm not quite sure. But some of my units try to rally and then they run away. I thought maybe I'd have a chance of rallying my army and forming some sort of a resistance, but I don't have any reserves. I just have my ballista that at this point, I think I am trying to snipe the king, and I'm hoping for just a miracle shot. Well, guys, how about it? Can we get that snipe in? Can we get that snipe in? Where's that going to land? No, not even close. Not even close. Keep trying, guys. Keep trying. One more shot here. One more shot. Wide left. Wide left. And at this point, I think that these spearmen sense that there's a helpless ballista crew hanging out here. And I'm like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Get away, guys. Flee. Flee with your lives. And we will come back and fight another day. Well, I gave it a good try, didn't I? And I did, in fact, actually end up killing more guys than I lost. Although, during the rundown, I did end up losing more. But, yeah, that was a tough one. Tough one for sure. I took a chunk out of their guys, though. So, and I almost killed their king. That was close. It felt like there was moments in that battle where it could have turned my way, but, it wasn't meant to be, so... Alright, so ransom received. Holy shit, I just raised 1,200 coins from ransoming the guys that I captured in Rockin' Satan. And then they want 413 florins for the 87 men captured. Yeah, I'll gladly pay that. And this is not my province, okay. Succession, so the Scottish leader has died. Okie dokie. And it looks like I'm catching spies from the Northumbrians here in Brega. And yeah, my assassin was caught here in Rockin' Satan. Both of my assassins were caught, so that explains why they weren't able to assassinate that general. Stockade finished here in Gwent. And the brothel's finished here in Defet, so I can train spies there in Defet. Drinking Hall is finished in Clwyd, so now I can train Kerns. I will be needing them because to replenish some losses here. And the treaty cancelled. Oh, that's... Let's see, did he... Oh yes, the Vikings kept their alliance with me and they cancelled it with the Mercians. Wow, nice. Yes, awesome. He suggests that a full frontal assault with your best troops is the best strategy. Thank you, yes, thank you. I'll keep that in mind. And good runner for Lord Tagz. -3 morale, damn. That's tough. That's tough. He was my 2-star general. But yeah. Yeah, that's so, I mean, let's see. It's a little bit of a tricky situation because now they have an opening. Wiki was my key of protecting Puis, but now that they have a clear shot at Puis, because now I essentially have a 1, 2, 3, 4 province border, which is more than what I was hoping to keep. The good news is this: since the Vikings have decided to keep their alliance with me, and they actually have decided to attack the Northumbrians here in Pexaton, that technically keeps this portion of my line safer, I think. So I might be able to risk sending this stack down to Rockin' Satan, and so this is just going to take 2 turns before this garrison falls, and I want it to fall. 3 units of archers and 2 units of fearedmen, plus, you know, a 12-man unit of Huskarls. That's a good little grab there. In fact, I don't have to wait 2 turns. I could attack it right now with my... I have 2 ballistas, so I could attack, but damn. I mean, 3 units of archers, that's a lot of firepower. So I feel like I would lose a lot in that assault. Now, the bad news is there's a lot around here. You know, there's a lot of Mercians that can reinforce, and they probably will reinforce. It's a little tricky for them, too, because they don't want to leave this wide open to the Northumbrians. They do want to leave some forces here in Mercia. And then here in Wiki as well, you know, I did weaken their force considerably. My guys are in rough shape, though. This army here in Gwent is... yeah, it's tough. It's a tough spot. I mean, gosh. I almost feel tempted to go back in. I mean, they still have this, though, here in Somerset. So I should probably try to hang on to Gwent. But then that leaves Puis open. And Puis is essentially wide open. Unless I can transfer soldiers. Like the guys from Clwyd, instead of bringing them to Rockin' Satan, maybe bringing them down here to Puis. Because I feel like my Rockin' Satan army, I feel like it's like relatively strong. I am tempted to go in here and just do a feint attack here in Wiki, just to try to hold the Mercian king here and not have him join in on the attack on Rockin' Satan. Although I don't really think he's going to do that. I think he might attack with these stacks, but I don't think he would attack with this stack. Because that leaves, you know, Wiki wide open, honestly, right? This force is probably stuck here because it's bordering 2 Saxon provinces, and at least one of these stacks is probably stuck here in West Sax because, again, it's bordering 2 Saxon provinces. Let's... Man, it's just so many feared men. So many feared men. Couple Huskarls here. And is there any more Huskarls that I can, you know, see? Not really. Let's send you up to Middle Sax, and then let's send... Let's just send you down to East Sax, and then you down to Middle Engel. So we can keep some vision on these mid-provinces. This could not have come at a better time. For some reason, Prince Donald is now up to 4 loyalty, and I wonder if my king may have gotten a trait that gives loyalty. I think he already had a natural leader, but maybe not. In any case, Prince Donald, I think I need you, man, because even though you're only a 2-star general, still, the fact that this... So my general in that last battle ran away, and now he's a good runner, so -3 morale. That's bad. I don't want that. But he's still a 1-star general, so he would still lead this army if it came to it. So let's move my brother down to Gwent to try to steer the ship down there. And let's load up Gwent with a little bit here. Just reinforce it. And let's see, do I have any Bonics here? I do. They're a little bit beat up. What about... Yeah, Puis has 1. So let's bring a Bonic down to Gwent. And let's bring some more Kerns down to Puis, just to reinforce our line here. Strangely enough, the Mercians did not decide to reinforce the siege in Rock and Satan, so there's only going to be 1 more turn before this falls. Huh. Wow, that could be good. So I have another sun on the way. That's also good. And then, yeah, great builder for my king. +1 loyalty to all generals. That's what I was looking for. So now my brother should be up to 5 loyalty, I think. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. That's just what I needed to see. So yeah, even though he's not a great leader, he's at least better than the guy I have there, so... Yeah, and they're still making, like, really good progress against the Saxons, despite the fact that I'm attacking them. Like, that's kind of, you know, that's kind of, worrying. Also, the Northumbrians were able to take, Satan back from the Vikings, so I need to kind of shore up my Clwyd line. Ugh, yikes. Tough, tough, tough. Okay, well. I need to kind of bring some soldiers together, just throw something together, and, throw some guys into Clwyd, I suppose. If I can manage to hang on to this current situation for just 1 more turn, and therefore, you know, take Rock and Satan, then I can garrison what's left of this fortification. It won't be a fort anymore, but it will be like a... What is it called? What's the 3rd tier? Fortified? Is it just a fortified village, perhaps? But if I can just garrison that fortification with just, you know, like a unit of peasants, for instance, then I can take these armies down to Wiki, maybe even take one up and boss around the Northumbrians here in Satan. You know, it's going to free up these armies to go elsewhere. Obviously, Rock and Satan could potentially be attacked, but if I can just hang on to it for just 2 turns, or, you know, just basically 1 turn with a unit of peasants, so that I can go somewhere else, smack them around with these forces, and then just kind of go back and reinforce. That would give me a lot of tactical flexibility. So, yeah, that's going to be the goal, is just to hang on for 1 more turn here. But it's a little bit tricky, isn't it? I feel a little bit, you know, weak around the edges here in Gwent and Clwyd. Even Puis feels a little bit weak, but I just don't think that the king would attack that deep into my territory. I think that that's a little bit risky for him. here's hoping. Yeah, here's hoping. If I'm able to just hang on to this for just one more turn, I think that things can start to open up for me, and I can start to, like I said, throw my weight around a little bit more. You know, maybe take Quickie, and maybe even push into like Mercia itself. We will see. But in any case, that's all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Constep playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.